Picture this, you're buzzing, about to jet off on that well-deserved holiday. Sun, sea, and sandcastles are calling. But wait, what's this we hear about new rules shaking up the hotel industry? Could this spell trouble in paradise for your holiday plans? The hospitality industry, a cornerstone of British tourism, is facing a whirlwind of change. New legislation, designed to protect workers' rights and regulate the industry, has sparked a fiery debate. While supporters applaud the move, hoteliers are up in arms, claiming the law could have far-reaching consequences. So, grab a cuppa, settle in, and let's delve into this unfolding saga. We'll break down the jargon, explore both sides of the argument, and see what this new law means for hoteliers and, most importantly, for you, the holidaymaker. In a nutshell, the new legislation, dubbed the Fair Hospitality Act, aims to improve working conditions and job security within the hotel sector. The Act introduces a range of measures, including stricter regulations on zero-hour contracts, mandatory minimum wage increases, and enhanced employee benefits. The government argues that these changes are long overdue, designed to protect vulnerable workers and ensure a fairer playing field in the hospitality industry. They claim the Act will lead to a more motivated and stable workforce, ultimately benefiting both employees and employers. However, many hoteliers see things differently. They argue that while the intentions may be noble, the practical implications of the law are unworkable and could cripple the industry. They claim the increased costs associated with the new regulations will be difficult to absorb, forcing them to raise prices, cut corners, or even shut down completely. This law is a disaster waiting to happen, says Jane Smith, owner of a charming seaside hotel in Brighton. We're already operating on razor-thin margins, and these new regulations are simply unsustainable. The British Hospitality Association, BHA, echoes these concerns. They argue that the government has failed to grasp the complexities of the industry. The new law has thrown the future of the British hotel industry into uncertainty. The new legislation comes with a hefty price tag for hoteliers. Increased minimum wages, mandated benefits, and changes to working contracts all add up. Imagine running a small bed and breakfast in the Cotswolds. These costs can feel like a mountain to climb. We're not against fair wages, explains John, owner of a family-run hotel in Devon. We value our staff immensely. But these new rules mean we have to find extra money somewhere, and the only option is to increase our prices. It's a sentiment echoed across the industry. Hoteliers argue that while the government might view these changes as simply absorbing increased costs, the reality is much more complex. Margins are already tight, and the fear is that these extra expenses will be the straw that breaks the camel's back for many businesses. The new legislation aims to improve working conditions, but some hoteliers fear it could worsen the existing staffing crisis. The industry already struggles to attract and retain employees, and the new rules, they say, could make things even tougher. Finding skilled and reliable staff is already like finding gold dust, says Sarah, manager of a bustling city centre hotel in Manchester. The new regulations, while well-intentioned, could make it even harder to compete with other industries for talent. The concern is that increased bureaucracy and costs associated with the new regulations might discourage new entrants to the industry. This, coupled with existing staff potentially seeking opportunities elsewhere, could lead to a chronic shortage of skilled workers. The new law has cast a long shadow over the future of the British hospitality industry. Hoteliers, already grappling with rising costs and economic uncertainty, now face the added pressure of adapting to a new regulatory landscape. Some fear that the cumulative effect of these challenges could lead to a decline in the quality of service and a drop in tourism. People come to Britain for the charm and hospitality, says David, a veteran hotel manager in Edinburgh. If hotels are forced to cut corners or raise prices dramatically, it could damage our international reputation. The worry is that this legislation, while aiming to protect workers, could inadvertently harm the very industry it seeks to support. The coming months will be crucial as hoteliers navigate these uncharted waters, and only time will tell what the ultimate impact of these changes will be. Across the country, From bustling city hotels to quaint countryside inns, hoteliers are scrambling to adjust to the new reality of the Fair Hospitality Act. The initial response? A wave of cost-cutting measures as businesses try to stay afloat without passing on the full brunt of the increased expenses to guests. "We're having to make some tough decisions," admits Emily, who runs a small boutique hotel in York. "We've already cut back on non-essential expenses, like replacing our usual welcome chocolates with locally sourced biscuits. These seemingly small changes are a common theme. Some hotels are reducing the frequency of room cleaning, opting for every other day instead of daily service. Others are limiting restaurant hours or switching to a limited menu to reduce food waste and staffing needs." While many hoteliers are trying to shield guests from the full impact of the new legislation, some price increases are unavoidable. The cost of a good night's sleep is creeping up, and it's not just room rates that are affected. That tempting breakfast buffet, it might be a little less lavish now, with fewer hot options or a smaller selection of pastries. And that refreshing dip in the hotel pool, it might come with a small additional fee to cover increased staffing and maintenance costs. These hidden costs can add up, putting a dent in holiday budgets and leaving some travelers feeling shortchanged. What was once considered standard in a hotel stay is slowly becoming an added luxury, and it's leaving some holidaymakers feeling like they're not getting the same value for their money. The Fair Hospitality Act impacts the industry differently. Large hotel chains can absorb increased costs. Smaller hotels face a tougher battle. With tighter margins, they're feeling the pinch. This creates a two-tier system in the industry. Smaller hotels face an uncertain future. While the overall picture for the British hotel industry remains uncertain, there is a potential silver lining: the continued popularity of staycations. With travel costs rising globally, more and more Brits are choosing to holiday closer to home. This trend could benefit smaller, independent hotels, particularly those in picturesque rural locations or offering unique experiences. Travelers seeking authentic local charm and a break from the ordinary might be willing to pay a premium for the personalized service and attention to detail that these smaller establishments offer. However, this potential lifeline is dependent on smaller hotels being able to effectively market their unique selling points and adapt to the changing demands of the market. It remains to be seen whether the staycation boom will be enough to offset the challenges posed by the new legislation and ensure the survival of these vital contributors to the British tourism landscape. For many Brits, a yearly holiday is a well-deserved treat, a chance to swap drizzle for sunshine and recharge those batteries. But with the new law pushing up hotel prices, those holiday dreams might need to be put on hold. The cost of a getaway, from Brighton beach breaks to Scottish Highland adventures, is on the rise. For families already feeling the pinch of the cost of living crisis, this could mean sacrificing those yearly trips to Cornwall or Devon. "We were so excited to finally take the kids to Disneyland Paris next year," shares Lisa, a mother of two from Birmingham. "But with the prices we're seeing for hotels, it's just not doable anymore. Looks like we'll be pitching the tent in the back garden again." The new law could have a ripple effect on the entire tourism industry. If hotel stays become too expensive, Brits might think twice about holidaying in their own backyard. This could be bad news for seaside towns, countryside villages, and all those businesses that rely on tourist spending. Imagine those charming tea rooms in the Lake District or the souvenir shops on Blackpool's Golden Mile. Fewer tourists mean fewer customers, potentially leading to job losses and a decline in those vibrant holiday destinations. "We rely on the summer season to keep us going throughout the year," says Michael, who owns a gift shop in Whitby. "If people stop coming because hotels are too pricey, it'll be devastating for the whole town." Faced with rising hotel costs, British holidaymakers are becoming increasingly savvy. No longer content with just any old hotel room, they're now hunting for bargains, comparing prices, and seeking out alternative accommodation options. Websites and apps that compare hotel deals are seeing a surge in traffic. People are willing to travel during off-peak seasons, opt for smaller rooms, or even stay further away from popular attractions to bag a cheaper deal. "We've noticed a real shift in customer behavior," says Maria, who manages a travel agency in London. People are doing their research, asking about hidden costs, and looking for hotels that offer good value for money. Section 4. Camping Comeback: the rise of alternative accommodation. As hotels grapple with the new regulations and rising costs, alternative accommodation options are experiencing a surge in popularity. From campsites and caravan parks to glamping pods and self-catering cottages, Brits are embracing a more budget-friendly and flexible approach to holidays. "We've seen a huge increase in bookings this year," says Tom, owner of a campsite in the Peak District. "People are rediscovering the joys of camping, enjoying the great outdoors, and saving money at the same time." This shift towards alternative accommodation could reshape the landscape of British tourism. While hotels remain a popular choice for short breaks and city trips, the rising cost of traditional hotel stays is driving more and more travelers to seek out unique and affordable experiences beyond the confines of a hotel room. Job losses and investment fears. New legislation to protect workers' rights could lead to job losses in the hotel industry. Increased costs and uncertainty force hoteliers to make tough staffing decisions. Peter, a hotel owner, says they've already let go of casual staff. Further cuts might be necessary if things don't improve. Job losses concern the entire industry, affecting service quality and competitiveness. Uncertainty makes investors hesitant, stifling growth and innovation. From bustling hotels to ghost towns, the impact on local economies. The potential decline of the British hotel industry could have a ripple effect on entire communities. Many towns and villages rely heavily on tourism for their economic well-being. Imagine the picturesque fishing villages of Cornwall or the rolling hills of the Cotswolds. A decline in tourism could turn these vibrant communities into ghost towns, shops shutting down and jobs disappearing. The decline of the British hotel industry could impact other sectors. Fewer tourists mean businesses like souvenir shops, museums, theatres, and restaurants could suffer. Imagine the bustling markets of London or the historic castles of Scotland, usually teeming with visitors. A decline in tourism means fewer customers, reduced hours, job losses, and closures. "We rely heavily on tourist trade," says John, a tour guide in Edinburgh. "If hotels are too expensive, it'll impact our business." The interconnectedness of tourism means a struggling hotel sector affects transportation, entertainment, and food. Beyond the immediate impact on jobs and local economies, the new legislation also raises concerns about the long-term health and competitiveness of the British hotel industry. With tighter margins and increased pressure to cut costs, some hoteliers might be forced to compromise on quality. Think fewer staff, basic amenities, and a decline in the personalized service that British hotels are known for. Furthermore, the uncertainty surrounding the new law could stifle innovation and investment in the industry. Hoteliers might be hesitant to invest in renovations, new technologies, or staff training, fearing they won't be able to recoup their costs. This lack of investment could leave British hotels lagging behind their international counterparts, potentially damaging the reputation of the industry and making it harder to attract discerning travelers in the long run. The British hotel industry stands at a crossroads. The Fair Hospitality Act, while well-intentioned in its aim to protect workers, has sparked a wave of uncertainty and anxiety among hoteliers. The potential consequences are far-reaching, from job losses and rising prices to a decline in service quality and a drop in tourism. Smaller, independent hotels, already facing an uphill battle, are particularly vulnerable to these challenges. However, it's not all doom and gloom. The continued popularity of staycations offers a glimmer of hope, particularly for those smaller hotels that can offer unique experiences and personalized service. Furthermore, the rise of savvy travelers, actively seeking out value and alternative accommodation options, presents both a challenge and an opportunity for the industry. The current situation demands a balanced approach, one that protects the rights of hotel workers without crippling the industry that provides their livelihoods. The government has a crucial role to play in providing clarity, support, and perhaps even reconsidering certain aspects of the legislation that are proving particularly burdensome for smaller businesses. Hoteliers, too, must adapt to the changing landscape. Embracing innovation, Investing in staff training and finding creative ways to enhance efficiency and value for money will be key to navigating these challenging times. Open communication and collaboration between industry leaders, workers, and policymakers are essential to finding solutions that work for everyone. Ultimately, the goal should be to create a sustainable and thriving hotel industry that benefits both those who work in it and those who enjoy the unique experiences it offers.